Did you know that the way you think affects your ability to make money? While others observe societal dramas and enduring issues, people who are successful view challenges as opportunities. The author Tony Robbins spent nearly 8 years researching the second category, that successful people see problems as opportunities. If you get the chance to read the awesome book, you'll have one major takeaway: that money is a game that you play in your head every day. Money Master, the game, features interviews with investing legends such as Warren Buffett, John Bogle, Paul Tudor Jones, Ray Dalio, and Carl Icahn. Knowing what to invest in is therefore much less crucial than understanding your financial psychology. This is a fascinating subject, so in today's video, we'll look at psychological techniques common people can use to increase their income. But before getting into it, if you are new to this channel, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of our videos. So, without further ado, let's get started. Number 1. Boring hobbies make money. Hobbies are a wonderful way to relax and have fun while doing what we love. We now have the chance to create content about a hobby and make money from it. Thanks to the creator economy, authors are paid by Quora. Content producers are paid by Substack. Content producers are paid by BitClout. For years, YouTube has paid content producers. Now, Facebook pays content producers. To name a few, TikTok and Twitter now pay content creators. Before pressing the self-destruct button, Newsbreak used to pay content creators. LinkedIn is considering paying content producers though. You can thus see that there are numerous opportunities here. You can participate in the creator economy if you have a phone. Although it might not replace a job salary, it can help you with a side hustle. You can psychologically train your mind to see opportunities, just like Robert Kiyosaki argued in his book Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and you'll start to see money everywhere. Number 2. Think long-term, not short-term. Many content producers want to boost their income. Their ignorance of the value of long-term thinking is the problem. I've learned that consistently producing content for 5 years can completely change your financial situation. The problem is that most content producers lose interest after 3 to 6 months. They renounce and lose all of their gains as a result. If they believe they could succeed as a content creators in 5 years, they might continue. No metric of financial success can be guaranteed. However, by taking a look at other individuals who have the same objective, you can determine the odds. I experimented, and it turned out that every single one of my favorite content producers had a 5-year plan. The same concept applies to investing in blockchain projects. The daily price swings could be the subject of many people's inquiries. However, the cost today is unimportant. What matters is the price in 5 to 10 years. The last 13 years have shown the potential of blockchain technology. Casinos, lotteries, and gambling are all byproducts of people looking for quick money. There is no such thing as a quick win when it comes to accumulating wealth though. Number 3. Spend only cash. This psychological ploy used by some wealthy people, but not all, is to limit their spending to cash. You've probably seen someone pay for an expensive item or a fancy meal with a wad of cash before. While your initial reaction might have been that the person was just being showy, there may have been a deliberate reason for the behavior. Spending money, whether it be on a new phone or groceries, makes us conscious of the financial repercussions of our choices. This is because when you use a credit or debit card, you have almost limitless spending power, whereas when you pay with cash, you physically hand over money and immediately see the depletion in your wallet. Cut up your credit cards and start carrying more cash if you want to use this psychological technique to curb your spending. Number 4. Picture your wealthy future self. What do world-class athletes, well-known actors, and prosperous business people have in common? The only thing they all have in common, aside from their wealth of course, is their use of visualization. To achieve your goals in real life, you must first visualize yourself accomplishing them, as almost any successful person will tell you. Some people, however, are unable to look past their immediate circumstances. For instance, it may not seem like a big deal to spend $5 on a Starbucks coffee, and millions of people daily donate their spare change to feed their caffeine addiction. However, that $5 can mean a lot to people who want to become wealthy. A wealthy person is likely to weigh the long-term cost of the purchase when deciding whether to spend $5 on a premium coffee. You can visualize how a $5 investment made today will increase to $100 when you retire. If you thought about it like this, you might think twice about that purchase, don't you think? The wealthy constantly weigh the future costs of their spending decisions and whether or not they will align with the realization of their future wealthy lifestyle, which is something the poor do not. And if you think this visualization method is new, you're mistaken. Millions of people have used Napoleon Hill's 1937 book Think and Grow Rich, which lays out a step-by-step process for fusing visualization and action. The first step, according to Hill's book, is to determine how much money you want and when you anticipate receiving it. By writing himself a check for $10 million for acting services rendered in 1990 and post-dating it to 1995, Jim Carrey is credited with attempting this strategy. He gave himself 5 years to establish himself as one of the Hollywood's top working actors, and he was able to cash the check he had drawn on himself for more than a decade earlier. In addition to visualizing how much money you want to make, Hill advises deciding precisely what you intend to give in exchange for it. According to Hill, you should close your eyes after making these declarations and imagine yourself leading this opulent lifestyle every day until it becomes a reality. This method is supposed to train our subconscious minds to look for solutions to our financial issues and to make it easier for us to see the things, people, and circumstances that will make it easier for us to accomplish our goals. Number 5. Volatility equals growth. I find Bitcoin doubters amusing. It's an oxymoron to have stable prices and rapid growth. They point to price fluctuations and say, that's why it's bad. Every day of the week, in exchange for price fluctuations, I'll take a 200% annual increase. However, millionaires are aware that taking some risks is necessary to earn money or earn more. A life without risk is a life without opportunity for growth. Allocating a small portion of your investments to price volatility is a psychological ploy. Bitcoin and other high-growth investments can help make up for your other investments' lower returns. The value of your entire portfolio can rise by 20% with a 1% investment in Bitcoin. Fortunately, most people can handle it. Number 6. A multiple customer mindset. Rewire your brain to perceive each task as a single client. A job and one client for freelancing result in the creation of 2 customers. You are less likely to have a gust of wind blow your dreams off a cliff when you have several customers depositing money into your bank account each month. A good friend of mine once told me how he worked with just one client for the majority of his career a few years back. He claimed that it was isolating. A man who had previously experienced severe mental illness found it impossible to receive payment from a single customer daily at 4 p.m. A possible layoff feels like the Friday meeting. A boss errant order that spirals out of control is analogous to being unable to pay your rent. We frequently feel overwhelmed by the idea of having to deal with hundreds of customers when we consider starting a business. What if there is a halfway point? There is undoubtedly one. Change your focus from serving one client to serving 2. Once you have to, adding more customers is easy. Number 7. Set unreasonably high expectations. The wealthy have extraordinarily high expectations because, as they like to say, go big or go home. While the middle class sets low financial expectations to avoid disappointment. If they didn't have high aspirations, nobody would ever become wealthy and live their dreams. Despite the adage that you get what you expect, many people choose to live middle-class mediocre lives to avoid failure. However, champions make things happen rather than waiting for them to happen. Number 8. Block out fear. The great ones function in an altered state of consciousness where fear is not an issue. At this level of thought, anything seems possible. For the average person, every seemingly unachievable dream seems surprisingly doable. You have to be willing to push yourself past your comfort zone to perform at this level, just like the wealthy do. World-class thinkers are acutely aware of the challenges involved in becoming a millionaire as well as the dangers of comfort seeking. They develop a sense of comfort in the face of ongoing uncertainty, which when mastered can be a priceless skill. Number 9. Other people's money. They convince themselves that there isn't a shortage of funds even when there is. Rich people don't hesitate to take loans from other people to finance their future. They will use other people's money to realize a great idea if they lack the funds to do so. Rich people are aware that having to rely on others to pay for something is not significant. Is it worthwhile to purchase, invest in, or pursue this? If this is the case, wealthy people are aware that money is always available because they are constantly searching for excellent investments and top performers to make those investments profitable. Number 10. When making major purchases, take your time. Most people are unaware that getting enough sleep can also help you make wise financial decisions. Even though it can relax you, enhance your memory, and lift your mood, sleep can be a very helpful tool for saving money. First of all, getting insufficient sleep affects your capacity for judgment and increases your propensity to engage in riskier financial practices. As a result, you might find a car in your driveway that you wouldn't normally consider purchasing. Second, sleep gives you time to think about significant purchases. When you give yourself enough time to sleep before making a significant purchase, your subconscious mind can process and evaluate the information. Number 11. Don't put your faith in yourself. If you're not familiar with automatic deductions, they function as follows. Each time you get paid, a certain amount is withheld from being deposited into your main bank account. Typically, people will open a savings account and then transfer money into it. Many wealthy people take this practice a step further by restricting their access to this savings account, making sure that the funds designated for this reserve can never be spent, and doing so to maintain a growing pool of savings. Finally, learning how to make money is just as important as learning how to think about money, as Ramit Sethi says. In personal finance, we overvalue math and undervalue psychology. Never undervalue the ability of false beliefs or narrow-mindedness to ruin your finances. The best investors adopt financial psychology that includes perseverance, careful consideration, a willingness to take calculated risks, an open mind, and diversifying their investments. These traits are shared by people who are more successful financially. Thanks for watching. If you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell button to get updated on our latest videos. Don't forget to like this video and drop a comment. See you next time.